hello again to this channel. So today I'm going to do the chapter 3.1, which is the Noblesse Heritage. So Noblesse Heritage. So I'm going to pick a Cobalt friend, and this will be my squad. Gasolina lead. Yeah, I use Gasolina because I want a defensive lead. Well, I would recommend you only to use one mitigation leader skill because it's enough to tank the attacks. And yeah, in case bad things will happen, I recommend you to use also Angel Idol UBB. Well, because of the Don't Be Impatient and the Immortal Meat threshold. Well, this dungeon is not really that hard actually, because I discovered a more or less simple way to not trigger both the buff wipes I mentioned just earlier, because Don't Be Impatient and Immortal Meat will buff wipe. But the most dangerous one is Immortal Meat because it will almost kill all your units. So what I wrote here is Gilgamesh has two paces, light and dunk. Yeah, I wanted to be a bit jokey here. Yeah, because I wrote dunk on purpose. Oh well. Fancy mechanic that drains BB according to what you spam. So if in first phase he will drain every user that use SBB, and when he is dark one at the second phase, which is the dark one, he will BB drain at the units that will do BB. Every 3 turns ruler authority, which is an AoE. At the second phase he will cast the dot. So another AoE HP threshold, which is called Tyrant Obelion, not Obelisk, because yeah, I mistook the name. Tyrant Obelion slash at 70, 50, 30% for light form. Dark form instead is 80, 60, and 40%. So don't be patient, it is a buff wipe according to BB cast. If you spam constantly for BB, he will do buff wipe. Don't be patient. But I don't know if it's every 5 turns or it's another mechanic that it depends on something. So if you cast 5 or more, he will do Don't Be Patient. And Immortal Meat, actually I don't know how it could be triggered, because it can be triggered if you have 5+ full SBB. If he will only drain 1. I mean, if you follow the fancy mechanic, he will drain only once. I think he will cast Immortal Meat, but I don't know. It's still to verify. But anyway, if you trigger Immortal Meat, you are dead. The single target every 4 turns to the HP. Yeah, you are weak, it will be to the highest max HP. If you're not strong enough, I think it's for the highest defense or the highest attack. Oh well. Anyway, this single target won't do anything. Oh, let's put the music. So, as I wrote here below, the safe way will be spam 3 SBB if possible. I would recommend you to spam SBBs. I would recommend you to trigger the fancy mechanic, because actually it's not really a debuff. It actually helps you to clear this dungeon. Oh, by the way, I will use Balance Bringer because I want to kill him faster. But I will try to moderate my damage just to showcase you this dungeon. Well, if you bring Balance Bringer, of course this will be a joke because you can be shot the dark one. But yeah, since I'm not really a fan of Hokuto way, I will try to do it a bit with a bit of moderation. So the safe way here is to spam 3 SBB for light form, which is, as you can see, Gilgamesh light, and 3 BB only if it's the dark one. Yeah, I like to write dunk because dunk and dark are more or less similar in terms of scripture, but yeah, because I want to be funny. Ha 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 ha. No. So if possible, try to spam only SBBs in the light form and only BB in the dark form. And I suggest you to only use 3 BBs, because if you do more, you will trigger easily Don't Be Impatient and Immortal Meat. Yeah, because I actually triggered it in the light form. So I would recommend you to try to get at least 3 full SBBs and to spam here in the light form. So try to alternate your buffs. Yeah, I used Fina because she has the hack. She has BB instant fill hacks. Yeah, 25 BC is pretty high, no? Well, you can replace her with Sword actually. And yeah, I suggest you, since it will be an alternative BB spam, I would suggest you to bring 2 healers. You can bring only one mitigator 2 turns. And I suggest you to bring 2 hot buffers. Well, 1 is enough. Actually, this Cobalt doesn't have hot when I did it, because yeah, when I recheck the Cobalt, he was a mitigator build, so it was pretty much a bit, yeah. It wasn't really a problem. If you manage to spam every 2 turns your buff, I think buff management is not really a problem. What is the problem is that you will need at least 2 healers. I said it because you will most likely try to alternate your buffs. So if you want to spam 3 SBBs or 3 BBs, I suggest you to try bringing 2 healers. As you can see, Tyrant Obelion / I actually wrote Obelisk because I was a bit daydreaming and I didn't remember the name correctly. As you can see, Plumatachi is too cheap to use here, but yeah, I want to use it because you know, easy. I think to not trigger Don't Be Patient, he must at least BB drain you at a certain amount of times every turn, because if he but I'm still not sure, because I want to be sure about Immortal Meat and Don't Be Patient trigger. But yeah, the most easy way to not trigger it is to actually try to use 3 SBB for the light one and 3 BB for the dark one, if possible. Well, in case you will trigger it, if you want to be safe, you can use UBB Angel Idol. In case you will trigger it, yeah, I was pretty lucky here because he triggered Don't Be Patient almost at the end of his life. By the way, if Gilgamesh reach 1% HP, he will transform in the dark one. So what I did here is to start spamming BBS 3B, some BB, some SBB, because that mechanic will be, because the fancy mechanic will change once he transforms. So I would suggest you to, once you approach almost at the end of his life, to already start using the other way. Yeah, I'm going to spam again Balance Bringer because I want to finish it faster, because you know, I cannot, it's better for me also to do shorter videos, no? So what I did here is to use 2 BBs and 1 SBB. By the way, UBB doesn't count, so if you use UBB, he won't drain the UBB one. As you can see, he already drained Gasolina in Cobalt. And if I remember correctly, they were using BB. So if you were approaching to almost at the end of his life, it's better to use this method. As you can see, Balance Bringer here is a monster. That's why I tried to calibrate my damage, because I want to showcase. As you can see, ruler authority, I think this one actually brings dot, so I recommend you to use a hot buffer here. And in my case, I have at least 3 healers, because Holya and Cobalt heal in BB, and Fina heals in both BB SBB. As you can see, I tried to guard because I don't want to trigger it. So you're not strong enough, you're not tough enough. Oh, actually he has other phrases. While you are weak, I think it triggers to the max HP. You're not tough enough to the highest defense, and you're not strong enough, I think, to the lowest. Oh well, never mind, because this doesn't do anything special. As you can see, he did Tyrant Obelion Slash twice, because I think if you trigger the single targets, he won't do this AoE HP threshold. But I don't know, maybe it's only in my case. Oh well, here I tried again to calibrate damage, because I don't want to once again kill him so fast, because I want to still show you how to do it. So if you thought this was difficult, I just proved you that it's actually simpler than you think. Well, you can also not bring Plumatachi, actually she's not needed, but if you want to clear it as fast as possible, you can bring her. Well, I'm not against Hokuto strategy, actually I abuse it in here. But yeah, I wanted you to give a bit of a showcase. So as you can see, I didn't trigger it anymore. I triggered only Don't Be Patient once, but only because I think it was because of my BBSBB management, because I spammed an alternate of BBSBB, which is that a thing that I shouldn't have done, because I should haven't done, because as you can see, I wrote the safe ways to do this, because in my previous test I actually figured out how to avoid both buff wipes. Because I thought if he BB drains, I think he won't trigger these mechanics. I tried, and actually it was the secret of this dungeon. So if you discover this secret, it's actually pretty easy, because you can travel safely, as you can see here. Well, maybe it could depend on how many BBSBB you will spam, but actually I don't think it's really that case. If it was an X number of BBSBB, I should have triggered it any time, but as you can see, if you continue to spam 3 BBSBB thing, I think you won't trigger the Don't Be Impatient at the Immortal Meat threshold. Oh well, I'm almost going to kill him, but I want to save the fun for the end, so I decided to guard. You know, when you think this is too easy, I just want to get a bit of masochism. Yeah, actually it took me a bit of tries to figure out the best strategy. Oh well, at the end Gilgamesh died. So that's all for this video. If you like it, you can leave a like or a comment in the comment section down below. And yeah, see you again in the next video. Yeah, I will do Sheriff after this. Bye!